Fire away.
Good.
Okay, so your name is Mack Brown, and you're a football coach.
Yes, sir.
What's that like?
I got a couple of emails answered early in my career. That probably wouldn't have been answered if I didn't have a name of a prior famous football coach. But I was actually named after him in kind of a roundabout way. My dad's a longtime high school football coach, and Mack would come through Kansas City and recruit KC, and got to know my dad. And it was a deal where my parents found out they were having me, and they said, hey, Mack Brown actually sounds pretty cool together. It wasn't like we need to name our child after Mack Brown. It was more of a, hey, this sounds all right. So
how are you feeling about this new quarterback room you got?
It's been great. We have 5 kids on campus right now. Obviously, 4 of them are brand new. Brett Geis was here last year, and then the other 4 we brought to campus. So I'm really excited about them. They came in with the right mentality. Peyton was here in the spring as well. Just a general knowledge of him, and then recruiting the other 2, Anthony and Dalton. It's been exciting. They're here to learn. They're here to play, football. They're here to get an education. They have the right mindset to get this program in the right direction.
So, what kind of challenges does that bring, having a whole new room?
Yeah, it is challenging. Obviously, when you learn terminology, it's kind of like learning a new language. But part of recruiting the quarterback position is you got to recruit kids who are intelligent, and they're all very intelligent. And the nice part was, like I said, Peyton was here in the spring with Brett Geis, and then Anthony Munkin and Dalton Hill came in this summer, and they're here all summer. And I was able to meet with them all summer and kind of get a step up.
Can you just tell me a little bit about Peyton? Coach won't let us talk to him, but
yeah,
I was wondering if you could just tell us a little bit about him.
Yeah, Peyton's had success, everywhere that he's been. In high school he played for a state championship as a senior, and then last year, they won the national title out there at Garden City. He's a great kid. One thing we do a really, really good job of in this program is recruiting really good people. And Peyton's a good person. He's a highly, highly competitive kid, very coachable, but the whole room's that way. And that's the beautiful part about college football is you get to hand-pick who you want to coach. So it's a deal where, Peyton fits in with the rest of the room fit in with who Peyton is.
And what was it like going out and picking him, recruiting him?
It was a process where in December, we found out that we needed a new starting quarterback here at Missouri State. And we really looked at, basically every junior college kid that was going to be eligible to come out. And it's pretty easy to start with the team that won the national championship. And then the fact that, he was from Kansas and, had an interest in playing in the Missouri Valley was huge. But it was a fun process. It was a stressful process, but it's one where I feel like, we have 5 kids on campus, and we're in a good position at that position.
With him leading your offense, how has he shown that he's a championship-winning quarterback, and how has he brought that to this team?
Yeah, well, we're still in the quarterback competition, but he's doing a nice job. He's got a persona. He's got an aura to him. That's a winner's mentality, which is another thing you look for when you're recruiting the quarterbacks. And really, all 5 of them do. And they're more vocal than the kids that we've had in the past. I think the team's kind of starting to rally around them.
What's the benefit of having a quarterback competition during camp?
Yeah, there's a lot of benefit to it. As you go into it, you don't know what you're going to get, especially when 2 of the kids are on campus that you've never really seen throw before. We're not allowed to watch them throw in the summer. I was able to work with them in the classroom, but the first couple of days were a lot of fun because you got to see what we truly had. And then as far as just a pure benefit of it, every position in our program is going to be a competition every fall camp. So obviously next year we're going to have a returning starter, whichever one of the guys won the job, but the position is going to be open again next fall camp.
So you're saying it's still open, because Steck said right now that Peyton was the number 1, but would you say that it's still an open conversation?
Yeah. Peyton's taking the 1 reps. He's taking them all camp. He came in with a little edge just because he had been here in the spring.
Right.
The beautiful part about having a camp as long as we've had it is that the other guys have truly caught up to it. So terminology-wise, they're to the point where it's like, you don't know that Peyton was here in the spring and they weren't. But he is taking the 1 reps, but we have not named him the starter yet.
And having a group that hasn't taken a snap at this level, how do you see the adjustment of getting up to speed?
Yeah, absolutely. We do periods called game day periods, which means that the plays aren't scripted. All the coaches are off on the sideline, and you really get to see how a player is going to function by himself. And so that's a very, very valuable period. because I'm not standing behind him, giving him cues, giving him keys of that play, and you get to see how they truly function by themselves. So it's another thing that's going to be a lot of fun when we line up and play Mizzou. Is, none of the 3, 4, 5 kids here have taken a snap, with this kind of level of competition. But they're all competitive kids. I'm comfortable with whoever we do pick.
And how difficult of a task is it to tell them, hey, your first start's up against Mizzou?
Yeah, we're not going to play it up too much. It's going to be a big environment. The nice thing about all the kids in the room is they are competitive kids, and when you have competitive juices like they do, I think they're going to thrive playing in front of 60, 70,000 people. We'll do a couple things early on just to get them comfortable, and then it's just another football game.
You mentioned a couple of times mindset. They all have the right kind of mindset.
Yeah.
What kind of mindset are you looking for in a quarterback playing at the very stage where you're dealing with pressure and intangibles? And things else?
Yeah, absolutely. Intangibles is a big thing that you look for. Leadership, just being a role model on and off the football field. Obviously, I don't want to have to count the reps in the weight room, worry about what they're doing academically. That's where it starts. And then as players see you make plays on the field, they expect you to become a vocal leader. So that's where these guys kind of are at, is they're starting to develop the vocal leadership. But you got to have the respect of your teammates, which they've earned this summer, and then the ones we were here in the spring did. But it's something where you've got to do the right thing 24/7 when you're at the quarterback position.
Who has the best arm over there?
I would say the top 2 arms are Anthony and Peyton. That doesn't mean they're the best quarterback, but those 2 have the strongest arm of the group. All 5 of them have a strong enough arm to play at this level. But those would be the top 2 strongest arms.
And you, as an offensive coordinator, how big was it to go get the new kind of weapons you guys have?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We've definitely got to improve offensively, and we've done some things in the offseason where we feel like we're going to be better. But our kids who are here have matured another year, and then we've added another recruiting class to those kids. And like I said, day 1, 2, and 3 of fall camp, you're kind of out there seeing what kind of new toys you have, and now we go fit it to our personnel, what we're going to do offensively. So as we sort this quarterback position out, the offense will kind of narrow in a little bit too, and tailor it to that exact skill set that we go with.
How does this co-offensive coordinator work?
It works really well. Coach Koff and I work extremely well together. He's obviously been here a long time, done a lot of good things here. He's a great offensive line coach. I played quarterback growing up, so we just kind of mesh, together our expertise and our whole staff, offensive staff. We have 5 full-time guys, including myself, offensively. We all worked well together. It's not like Coach Kopp and I sit in a room and we all make the game plan. Me and him make the game plan. We're all in there together on Mondays and taking everybody's idea, and it's been awesome.
And without specifics, you just talked about the new weapons you have. How has the offensive game plan changed now that you have these weapons? What can we expect from that?
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that we do take pride in is that we want to have explosive plays.
Right.
And as you become more athletic, as we became every year, the explosive plays should go up. Just as far as what you're going to see on the field, it's going to be very similar. I mean, there's going to be no wholesale change. You're not going to come out here this fall and say, I haven't seen that offense before. But you do stuff every year to where you try to twerk things, make things better, and become a better football team. So just because of our athleticism, I do believe we will be more explosive, have bigger plays.
As far as big plays, how important is a guy like Deion Holland to generating those plays?
Yeah, absolutely. And the beautiful part about playing skilled position is you get your name in the paper all the time. But Deion, every time he touches the ball, is a exciting player to watch. He has the potential to have a big play. But as you know, it takes all 11 of them. But when you're an offensive coordinator calling plays, you want to get the ball in a kid like that's hands as many times as you possibly can, because they make you have a 7-yard run going to a 15-yard run, or a 25-yard run going to a 50-yard run, or pass. So there's definitely kids on our offense that we're going to get the football to.
How do you kind of balance, how important he is to special teams with how much you need him on?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's extremely important to our return game. But one thing that Coach Steck's done a great job of since he's been here is special teams, just like offense or defense. It's not like our second and third teamers can only play special teams. So really, it's a deal where we really don't think about it. Where we do is if he has like a 40 or 45-yard return, our receivers coach, Coach Ray, will ask him, hey, do you need a couple plays before we put you into the offensive series? But it's not a deal where we worry about it one way or the other as far as, hey, what if Deion gets hurt at receiver, or what if Deion gets hurt at punt returner? He's got so much value in both of those roles that we just let it roll and get them the rock.